Deion Sanders, who's facing backlash right now. Okay, let me just give great context to this and anything in life, really. Criticism is the cost of praise. That is a Wileyism. Criticism is the cost of praise. So Deion Sanders, because he is so great, not only a Hall of Fame football player, but a tremendous coach, is going to have to deal with criticism. Why? Because he gets all that praise. That said, Coach Prime's been receiving some backlash for comments he recently made after meeting with the Buffalo's band director, band camp. Y'all remember that band camp and the dance team? He met with the coaches in hopes of adopting some of the HBCUs band culture. So he's trying to take what he saw at Jackson State, said, shoot, I'm here. I'm bringing that with me. So far, doesn't seem like a crime. But in the meeting, Deion said that HBCUs, it's kind of a tradition that the bands kind of coincide. I know it's a difference, but it don't have to be. We like one big happy family. Now, this is coming off of the comments that also received backlash when Deion was talking about what type of kids he wants in terms of recruiting and character, right? Quarterback, 3.5 GPA or higher, 2 nuclear family home, like 2-parent home, right? He wants a 3-car garage kid at quarterback. But then he want a broke-ass, food stamp, single mama, barely can afford to get lunch money, defensive lineman. And I played ball before, and in general, that's what coaches want. In specifics, they want the best player. But if they had to close their eyes and say, look, let me just get a sum of this, that's what they say. But that's when keeping it real goes wrong. So what's going on right now? We know what's going on right now. Let's talk about the culture. Because the culture right now is trying to possess Deion Sanders instead of protect Deion Sanders. The culture feels like it was backstabbed, right? The culture felt like Deion Sanders turning his back on him, right? You go from an HBCU in Jackson State, and all of a sudden now you're at Colorado, and some term that I swear y'all just made up, but hey, who am I? HBCU, yeah, I've heard of that. Historically Black College University. PWI, I was like, what the hell is this? And it was like predominantly white institution. I would love to know the birth certificate on that, but that's what it is. So all of a sudden, here we go. We got a civil war going on. Black, white. Even though there's white people at the HBCU and there's certainly some black people at Colorado, and you got a black coach there, the culture is trying to possess, not protect Deion. Don't you dare take what we got and take it over there and let them do it. Why? I thought the highest form of flattery was imitation. And I've noticed this since I was itty bitty. Y'all remember the dance like the centipede and the E.T. and all the Cabbage Patch and all that? I remember when dances used to like start on the block. And I've always wanted to know who starts any dance. Like who's the first person on planet Earth to say, I'm gonna hit the E.T.? Like who does that? And whoever they are, they get no credit, right? So somebody at one party back in 81 was just doing this. And a girl that looked like E.T. And I guess it had to be later because E.T. came after it. So then she like, oh girl, I'm doing E.T. Then it spread through the block, right? And then all of a sudden somebody gets an audience. Somebody gets it outside those borders. And next thing you know, you see it on mainstream television, in a TV show, Fresh Prince or something. He doing it, right? Somebody else is doing it. And you're like, they stole our dance. They didn't steal your dance. They took it and they imitated it, which gave you a compliment if you will accept the compliment. But I've seen that happen in different ways. This is where it gets sticky. It's okay for Will Smith to hit the E.T., but when it's a white actor, all of a sudden you're like, oh, look at them. They over there appropriating. They stealing our stuff. They hijacking our stuff, right? So then it made me think, I'm a little kid just like, why are we beefing over who started something when none of us knows who really started it? But it's okay if it continues to go and grow. So then we get to this. Oh no, that's our music. We created R&B. We created country music, etc. True, true, true. But I don't want to get into that game. I don't want to get into, well, we did this and y'all did that, because then we're all going to be left without something. Be real. Like black people have created a lot of stuff. White people have created a lot of stuff. I like the world where we actually can live in, where we can combine those two things and others and not have to sit there sounding insecure because you want to possess that and you don't want anybody else to take that. Well, if I'm an artist, me being a broadcaster, I don't want just you, one person watching it. I want the masses to watch it. And I don't want that to all of a sudden get met with, you're a sellout. You used to be just for us and now you're for everybody. That is the most insecure stance you could ever have. So I'm looking at this from a global perspective. Do you guys know, for those who have traveled outside of America, that America's greatest domestic product that we export is our culture? Like literally our culture and everything that we have in terms of interest, our ideals. You leave here, people are caught up with America and freedom, equality, liberty, celebrity, everything that an American is to the outside world. We don't hold on to it. We let the world say, hey, imagine, or come here and adopt some of that, right? So now when you talk about the culture, mad at Deion Sanders, because Deion Sanders is taking where he's been to where he's at. Mad at Deion Sanders. How dare you take the HBCU? That's our style. Well, it's your style that's now about to be imitated, which is going to be a compliment to your style, which is going to make your style even greater. One of the issues with HBCUs athletically is it has insufficient resources, right? They don't have the same as the PWIs. Well, in part, if your mindset is, I want to keep everything here, then that's not the mentality, and that's not going to be allowing you to have more. That is not an abundant mindset. You have to have that to get more. So this is not, to me, a HBCU PWI conversation, but they're trying to make it that. Deion, how dare you take anything from where you've been and take it over there to those white kids, to the Colorado, to where we don't benefit from it. And it's like, didn't you benefit from Deion Sanders being at Jackson State and HBCU? Didn't you? Of course you did. So I try to make this as loose as possible on a real serious topic. No matter who you are, no matter what you are, don't have your fist clenched and try to hold on to everything. Open it up, palms up, accept and give more. Not only to the people around you, but to all the cultures at large.